Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the awards contender. I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds a little weird or different, it's because of that. But I'm doing okay. I'm very excited to react to the Critics' Choice Award nominations this morning. This is the first big announcement of the year. I'm intrigued. I'm who are they going to leave out? Who is getting in? Let's do this.
All right, we are starting with the nominees for Best Animated Feature. Arco.
I just watched that a few hours ago. Very lovely movie.
Elio.
I loved it.
In Your Dreams.
I don't know that one.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
That was fun.
Little Amelie or the Character of Rain.
Okay, I've been hearing about that one.
Zootopia 2.
6
These are the nominees for
nominees
Best
per
Animated
category,
Feature.
right? So
You know,
there's
that's
more
my favorite
room.
category. Now on to the filmmakers who shaped the year's most cinematic moments. The nominees for Best Director are Paul Thomas Anderson.
Shocker
One
of the
Battle
century.
After Another. Ryan
Yes,
Coogler,
okay,
Sinners.
nice. Uh-huh.
Guillermo
Okay,
del
oh,
Toro,
man.
Frankenstein.
Is he going to get the Oscar nomination?
Josh Safdie,
Yep, okay.
Marty Supreme. Joachim
Nice.
Trier, Sentimental
And
Value.
Chloe Zhao. Yep.
Chloe Zhao, Hamnet. These are the nominees for
All right,
Best
Del
Director.
Toro made it.
The nominees for Best Supporting Actress are Elle Fanning, Sentimental
Yes,
Value.
okay, love it.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana
Wicked
Grande's
for
in,
Good.
of course she's in.
Inga.
Okay,
Star
both
Lalone,
from Sentimental Value. Yes. Amy Madigan. Yes, okay.
Sinners.
Awesome.
Tiana Taylor.
And Tiana
One
Taylor.
Battle After Another.
Wow, that is a
These are the
great
nominees for
category.
Best Supporting Actress.
Nobody for
And
Marty
here are the
Supreme.
nominees for Best Supporting Actor. Benicio del
Yes,
Toro. One
Benicio.
Battle After Another.
Jacob Elordi. Wow, both Elordi and Madigan are in. I love
Paul
it.
Mescal, Hamnet.
Paul Mescal. Sean Penn.
One
Okay,
Battle
any other
After
surprises here? Adam Sandler's
Adam
in,
Sandler,
yep.
Jay Kelly.
And Stellan
Stellan
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård,
Okay, yeah, those are
Sentimental
kind of the
Value.
6 expected for supporting
These are
actor.
the nominees for Best Actor.
No huge shocker
Best
so
Supporting
far.
Actor.
All right, we're going to shift now, and we're going to move on to the lead performances. The nominees for Best Actress are Jessie Buckley, Hamnet.
Performance of the year. Rose Byrne is in. I knew she would make Critics' Choice. I was like, that's going to happen. Chase Infinity,
One
she
Battle
did
After
it.
Another. Renata
Renata
Reinsve,
Reinsve, yep.
Sentimental Value. Amanda Seyfried.
Seyfried
The
made it.
Testament,
All right.
and Lee.
And Emma
Stone,
Stone. What a
These are the
category.
nominees for Best Actress.
Now
No
the
Cynthia
nominees for
Erivo.
Best Actor.
Oh, shit.
Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme.
Chalamet.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
One Battle After Another.
Is Wagner Moore going to
Joel
make it?
Edgerton,
Joel Edgerton is
Train
in
Dreams.
for Train Dreams. Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon. Awesome. He's so great in that.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B.
Sinners.
Jordan. Yep. And Wagner Mora. I just watched it again, guys.
nominees
Review is
for
coming on
Best
Sunday. It's
And
a
last, Aaron, but
great
certainly
film
not
and a
least, these are the
fantastic
nominees
performance.
for
Awesome.
Best Picture. Begonia,
Begonia
Frankenstein.
and Frankenstein in picture. God, could Begonia make it at the Oscars in picture? That'd be awesome.
Jay
Jay Kelly, which I'm watching just in a few hours here.
Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme.
One Battle After Another.
Sentimental Value. And Sinners. Yep. Is Weapons gonna make it?
Train Dreams.
Train Dreams. And Wicked for Good. Wow, the big snub is Cynthia Erivo didn't make actress in 6 slots. That's crazy.
I have chills. I am so
That's-
excited.
oh,
The award
man.
season is finally kicking off. I'm ready. A huge
And it
shout-out
got
to
into
this year's
picture.
Talented nominees. For the full list,
Wow.
scan the QR code on your screen to head to eOnline.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, no big shockers, just top of minds. Cynthia Erivo missing actress, and both Amanda Seyfried and Emma Stone making the final 6. I mean, that's big. For Erivo to miss that. When the movie got into supporting actress, it got into picture. John M. Chu won Best Director last time for Wicked, the first Wicked, and he's not in there. I was wondering, I'm like, maybe that 6th place slot, John M. Chu gets in, but they went with Del Toro, so that's interesting. So let's go through the categories. I might not touch on all of them, but now that the main feed, the live announcement is over, and they just touched on like a few of the top categories, I'll kind of make my way through some of these. So starting with Best Picture, what is the big surprise there? I guess Bugonia getting in over Avatar, Fire and Ash. I feel like some of us thought that at Critics' Choice, Avatar could get in. It's very new, and they probably just watched it, so for that to miss, for Wicked for Good to get in, that's interesting. I mean, man, Avatar, Fire and Ash, I knew like with those first social media reactions, I was like, okay. I've been assuming all year that would get into picture at the Oscars, like in 9th or 10th place, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm still excited to see it. So I've got my tickets for opening night, but so that's not here. Bugonia makes it. Can Bugonia get into Best Picture at the Oscars? I mean, if Bugonia is stronger than we all think, Emma Stone might make actress in that 5 at the Oscars, as we'll talk about when I look at actress again. But yeah, the rest of these make sense. Jay Kelly, I have been like hemming and hawing for weeks. I'm like, is that getting into picture? And I've talked to 2 people now who are like, Brian, that's getting into picture at the Oscars. That's a movie they are going to love. Even if like Clooney misses actor, which he did here at Critics' Choice, even if it doesn't like overperform or anything, Jay Kelly has a very good shot in picture at the Oscars. So the fact that that's here, that's big for that film. And then the rest of these, no big surprises. I guess Sinners led the way with 17 nominations at the Critics' Choice Awards. 17? 17 nominations. Wow. Train Dreams made it into picture. That's huge. Obviously, there's not too much international love from the critics, whereas it was just an accident in picture and director. Where's No Other Choice, critics? Like, seriously? No Other Choice is so amazing, and it's not even represented here. That doesn't feel right to me. Hopefully the Golden Globes on Monday make up for that. And then in director, I was thinking while like the main announcement was going by, I'm like, wait, who's missing here? Jafar Panahi. It was just an accident. Who I think at the Oscars could be in second place, like for the win. Like he might be in second. He's not even here. Like the person who got in instead was Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein, which I've always felt like could be a thing. He's so beloved. This was a passion project for him. He did a very good job. Like Del Toro, like in director at the Oscars, he has a shot. Don't think he doesn't. So I think him making it here is big. Again, John M. Chu missing with the film getting into picture. So they liked it well enough, given that he won here last time for the first movie. It's kind of a surprise he's not the 6th place slot if it's not going to Jafar Panahi. But yeah, that's a good director lineup, and Paul Thomas Anderson, I'm assuming, will probably win. Best Actor, another fantastic lineup. I'm so happy Michael B. Jordan is in. I'm happy Joel Edgerton made it. Like that's a great performance. Wagner Moura, because The Secret Agent is an international film, I wasn't sure. I was like, will Critics' Choice overlook him? But they didn't. They got him in. And that is an astonishing performance. I just talked about it in my Secret Agent review coming soon on Sunday. I'm very happy he's here. I'm happy Ethan Hawke made it. I've been worried, guys, the last few days. He hasn't shown up anywhere. Like the movie hasn't shown up. In those first few, critics prizes and stuff, I was like, is Ethan Hawke, is he just like a Hope Diction? Is that not going to be a thing? Here he is. I mean, it's just Critics' Choice. So like, we don't know what'll happen there. I am very shocked, given that Bugonia got into picture and actress, that Jesse Plemons is not in this 6. That's kind of surprising to me. Jesse Plemons, I mean, that might be my favorite performance of his. And he's not here. That's kind of a shame, actually, with 6 slots. I mean, who do you take out is the question. Like, all of these are deserving, so that was a bummer. No Lee Byung-hun, no George Clooney. So yeah, I mean, I guess Best Actor is more competitive than I thought. Like, I feel like the last few weeks, I'm like, well, there's not like too many contenders. There's like a ton of contenders here. And it's like who do we leave out? Who do we get in? I do think Best Actor at the Oscars will be 5 of these 6. I feel like that last slot is going to go to Edgerton or Hawke. I feel like it's going to be one of those two. The problem for Hawk is that Blue Moon has no chance in picture, director, like other top categories, whereas Train Dreams has a very good shot, I think, to get into picture at the Oscars. And that's where Joel Edgerton might have a leg up. He's never been nominated for an Oscar before. He does such lovely work in that movie. So, like, I don't know, guys. I'm nervous about Hawk this season. Like, what if this is it? Like, it's just here in the Globes, and that's it. Like, Edgerton might come on stronger than we think. So, definitely a category to keep an eye on. And then actress, we did have, a couple surprises here. I assumed, at Critics' Choice in a field of 6, Cynthia Erivo would be there. Like, wow. The movie getting into picture and supporting actress, and she couldn't make it in a field of 6. That is, that's tough. I'm like, is she gonna miss at the Globes too? I'm like, as I talked about with Ryan Castleman, it's like I'm in the Twilight Zone here. Like I thought she was great in the second film. I feel like she deserves a nomination all the way to the Oscars. I don't know. That's a bummer to me. But it's like, well, who do we take out? All 6 of these performances are fantastic. I'm so thrilled that Rose Byrne is here. I want to see her get in all the way to the Oscars. Chase Infinity, I've been questioning. I'm like, is that going to be a thing? Like, I thought in supporting actress, she had a better shot in a way. And in best actress, the field is so competitive. There's not quite as much chaos in lead actress. I thought, there's only so many slots. I don't know if they'll go for Infinity. But One Battle After Another is so strong. It's going to get in everywhere. I'm like, Brian. Chase Infinity has a very good shot at the Oscar nomination. I'm thrilled that Amanda Seyfried made it. I love her performance in that. I want her to get the Oscar nomination. And then Emma Stone Bugonia, she's been like, she's always been just a little bit outside my main 5 or 6. I'm just like, I don't know. Will they go for that film and her performance? She is so deserving of Best Actress this year. She's so freaking bonkers great in that movie. So I'm happy she got in. That's awesome. So yeah, I really love this lineup for actress. I feel like Erivo should be in there. That doesn't feel right to me, but otherwise, yeah, a great lineup. Supporting actor, not one big shocker there, no big surprise. I think all of us probably had those 6. I said in a field of 6, Jacob Elordi has to make it in for Frankenstein. And when Del Toro made director, I was like, yeah, I think Elordi gets into supporting actor. I'm so happy. Like, her performance as Frankenstein's monster is nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Can he get the Oscar nomination? I don't know. Like, the other 5 in supporting actor here, I feel like have the best chance at the Oscar nominations. And so it's like, well, who do we take out? Adam Sandler, Jay Kelly makes sense, I guess. I still haven't seen it. It's dropping on Netflix today. I'm watching it tonight. I can't wait to see it and review it for all of you. I'm very curious about that Sandler performance, and so we'll see what happens there. Supporting actor is like an interesting category in terms of like who's going to win. Benicio del Toro, he's been racking up the critics' prizes so far, but Sean Penn is amazing in that, could easily win this. And then Stellan Skarsgård. Skarsgård could come on really strong here in the weeks to come. He might start winning stuff, so I don't know. It's an interesting category. It might be kind of predictable, like at the Globes and at SAG and stuff, like who gets in. But who's going to win at each ceremony? It doesn't seem like it'll be a sweep. Like I'm curious to see how that category shakes out. And then Best Supporting Actress, no big shockers there. I was curious, would they nominate Amy Madigan? Like, I was like, she has to get into Critics' Choice. Like, come on. Like, in a field of 6, early in the season, like, I want to see that Amy Madigan nomination. Here it is. Ariana Grande is there. Or, a Revo miss, but Grande's absolutely in. I worry about Grande's chances to win stuff this season if, like, a Revo's not even nominated anywhere. If Wicked for Good starts missing picture, like in the weeks to come, like, I'm a little nervous, guys. I think she's worthy. I thought she was so lovely, wonderful in that movie. She's the best thing about Wicked for Good, I would say. So I want to see her get in everywhere. Can she win? I don't know. But who beats her? Teyana Taylor, maybe, for One Battle After Another. She hasn't won a Critics' Prize yet, as of this recording, so we'll see what happens there. Amy Madigan has won a few things already. Like, could Amy Madigan win stuff? Like at the televised ceremonies? Even though Weapons is not in picture or director or actor, actress, like none of those. Like, could she win stuff with her movie not nominated, like anywhere else in the top categories? Like, that is the question mark. I don't know. And then you have the two women from Sentimental Value. Both performances are deserving. And then you have Mosaku from Sinners. That's a lovely performance too. I'm so happy. That's one of my favorite nominations here, actually. Is that, like, they gave Sinners a supporting actress nomination for her wonderful performance in that. That's really cool. No one from Marty Supreme in supporting actress. I guess that's the surprise there. You know, I thought, well, maybe Gwyneth Paltrow gets in or something. They didn't go for her, so... but yeah, another great category. Another one, I'm not sure right now who is going to win this season. You know, at Critics' Choice, the Globe, SAG and stuff, like early on, who is going to start winning supporting actress? Like, it is unclear. And then moving on to original screenplay, I have not seen this until right now, so let's see. We've got Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, Sinners, Weapons, Sorry Baby, and Sentimental Value. Wow. Weapons gets in. Sorry Baby gets in. Oh, that makes me so happy. I mean, it was just an accident should be here. I think that's going to be competitive, actually, at the Oscars in this category. So that's weird, but yeah, no other surprises elsewhere. I think Weapons and Sorry Baby are like the big, like, wow kind of nominations here. Can Weapons get in, like, at the Oscars and screenplay? Like, that would make me so happy. That would also help Amy Madigan's chances to win, I think. If Weapons can get into screenplay everywhere, that'll help Madigan. So yeah, we'll see. And then Sorry Baby. Oh, my favorite film at Sundance. I'm like, if that film can get just one Oscar nomination, original screenplay, should happen. And just to see it here, like that gives me a little bit of hope, guys, a little hope. And then adapted screenplay, we have One Battle After Another, Train Dreams, No Other Choice, Frankenstein, Bugonia, and Hamnet. No other choice. So you guys did watch the movie. Okay, good. At least there's that nomination. I'll take that. It should also be in picture, you know, maybe director, maybe actor. But at least it's here in adapted screenplay. And Train Dreams, man. They went hard on Train Dreams. That did really well here. I mean, it's in screenplay, it's in actor, it's in picture. So yeah, I think Train Dreams is going to do well this season. No other surprises. Frankenstein makes sense. Bugonia makes sense. I really hope Bugonia gets into adapted at the Oscars. I think that's a worthy screenplay. And I think if Bugonia can continue to make it in adapted everywhere, at least there, like you know, regardless of what happens in picture, you know, if Bugonia can get like one other big top nomination everywhere, Emma Stone has a chance at the Oscar nomination in actress. So we'll see. And then, of course, One Battle and Hamnet, you know, no big surprises there. Really great category. I don't know, like, I'm trying to think, like, what's missing here. You know, no love for Wake Up Dead Man. You know, it's not in picture or supporting actress or adapted screenplay, none of that. So, but that's kind of expected, I guess. You know, again, like what's going to win? Will it be Hamnet? Will it be One Battle? You know, will it be something else here? Like that's kind of interesting too. Young performer Everett Blunt, The Plague, Miles Caton, Sinners, Carrie Christopher, Weapons. Ooh, that's a good nomination. Shannon Mahina Gorman, Rental Family, lovely. Jacoby Jupe, Hamnet, and Nina Ye, Left-Handed Girl. That's a lovely category as well. Some great performances there. I feel like this is where The Life of Chuck could have gotten in. You know, if that could have gotten one nomination, like the boy in that film was really great. I think the winner here comes down to Miles Caton and Jacoby Jupe. You know, I mean, Jacoby Jupe makes more sense, partly because he's younger. like how young is Miles Caton? I didn't realize like he even qualified for young performer. I know he's on the younger side, but I don't know. I think Jacoby Jupe and Hamnet takes this. What a devastating, what a beautiful performance he gave in that. Casting and ensemble, I don't even understand what that means. Like, casting and ensemble are two different things. So it's like we're only going to give you a prize for casting a movie if it's got a large, impressive ensemble of actors. I don't know. That feels weird. But we have Hamnet, Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. I do like the idea of Wicked for Good getting in there because we can give them a nomination, not just for Wicked for Good, but for the first film, since they made both movies at the same time. So that makes sense to me. I like that Hamnet is here. That's not like an overly large ensemble, so that's cool that made it in here. I feel like the winner is One Battle After Another or Sinners. I think it's one of those two. And Sinners, like deep down, Sinners makes more sense to me. I feel like that wins casting, right? Best comedy, The Ballad of Wallace Island. I saw that at Sundance. Lovely movie. Eternity, I have a screener for that. I'm going to watch that. Friendship, The Naked Gun, The Phoenician Scheme, and Splitsville. I like that we don't have like an obvious like picture nominee here, which sometimes happens. You know, none of these 6 films is in picture. So what would they go with? Like, what would I predict here? Maybe The Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson. I love that film that came out in June. Animated feature, again, some lovely nominees here. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen 4, but they're really great films. K-pop Demon Hunters makes the most sense to me. I think that's going to win in a lot of places, unless Zootopia 2 starts overtaking it. You know, like the Disney machine, kind of the Toy Story 4 effects. I remember that season, 2019, I'm like, are they really just going to give it to Toy Story 4? And they did at the Oscars, so I guess Zootopia 2 would be the other possibility here. But I hope it's K-pop Demon Hunters. Production design, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, interesting. Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. Yep. Those all make sense. And yeah, like I did just watch Fantastic Four a couple weeks ago. It wasn't really for me, guys. It was fine. But the production design in that film was pretty outstanding. So that makes sense, actually, that would be here. And then Frankenstein, of course. Sinners. I mean, there's a reason why Sinners got 17 nominations, because you can nominate it pretty much everywhere, right? It's amazing on a technical level. It's amazing on an emotional level, performance, and everything. So yeah, that makes sense here. And Wicked for Good, that had to get into production design, of course. Hamnet, you know, kind of a subtle use of production design. It's not like, you know, in your face the whole movie, but that's a good nomination too. Cinematography, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. I like this category a lot. I mean, some people might be like, F1, really? Like, the cinematography of F1 was pretty outstanding. Like, I saw that in an IMAX theater in June, and I was like, oh my god, like some of the scenes in that. So I understand why that's here. I really want One Battle After Another to win cinematography. I feel like, you know, if that film wins picture, director, and stuff, like, it's got to take cinematography, too. It's just absolutely dazzling, but Sinners, that long camera shot in that movie, that's definitely a contender as well. Train Dreams is gorgeous to look at. Hamnet, Frankenstein, yeah, that's a great category. Costume design, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Hedda. Oh, Hedda! Tessa Thompson, Best Actress, she missed there. I think she gets into the Globes for sure. Like with 12 slots, I think she's safe. Yeah, it's too bad there. Kiss of the Spider Woman. You know, I know a lot of you were like, maybe Jennifer Lopez can surprise in supporting actress. I was like kind of hoping for that. I was like, come on. Like at least like one of these big telecasts. Maybe she can get in somewhere. So that's too bad. But here it is in costume design. Sinners, Wicked for Good. Yeah, I think Sinners probably wins this, right? Like throughout the season. Ruthie Carter, you know, she's got Oscar wins behind her and such marvelous work for costume design. Editing, A House of Dynamite, F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Perfect Neighbor, and Sinners. Wow, they nominated The Perfect Neighbor in editing. That's kind of inspired, actually. Really compelling documentary. I saw at Sundance, and like, yeah, the way that film is cut together, like, kind of makes the movie. Like, that's what makes it so powerful. So I like seeing that here. A House of Dynamite is here, like, you know, almost expectedly, I would say, even though it's like not nominated anywhere else. As I said in my review, the editing kind of ruins it, like the way it's structured, but the editing is very noticeable. So I said that might get nominated in editing here and there. Here it is at the Critics' Choice Awards, like kind of as expected. Marty Supreme, I feel like, can be competitive here. I've heard like it's cut like uncut gems, you know, it's kind of like flashy in your face. So that makes sense to me. Sinners again, one battle after another. Like is the editing of that movie the standouts? I don't know. Like, will one battle after another sweep in a bunch of technical categories? I don't think so. I think Sinners having more nominations overall, that tells me Sinners might win some of these. Like maybe Sinners wins editing. Hair and makeup, we have 28 years later, Frankenstein, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, Weapons, and Wicked for Good. Weapons getting into hair and makeup, that's also going to help, I think, Amy Madigan and supporting actress. The movie doesn't have to get in a picture. It just needs to show up in a couple other places, and then I think maybe she has a shot to win things. Weapons makes sense for this category. The Smashing Machine, that was another snub, right? No Dwayne Johnson in Best Actor. I really didn't care much for that movie, so I didn't even think about about his potential nomination until just now. But yeah, I mean, at the Oscars, The Smashing Machine might just get that one nomination, right? Hair and makeup, and 28 years later, that movie had incredible makeup effects and stuff, so happy that's here. Best sound, we have F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Surats, and Warfare. Some interesting choices there. Still no Avatar, Fire and Ash. Like, did they see that movie? Did it screen for the critics? Now, I'm starting to wonder, maybe they just didn't see it. Like, maybe it was just too late. Because I know that was like the last major film of the season to start getting screened, right? So maybe they just didn't see it. Like, it's not even in sound? That's interesting to me. F1, of course, has to be here. That might be competitive to win. The sound design of F1, like in a huge theater, my seat was like rumbling half the film, so that's cool, and I'm happy that made it in. And Sinners again, one battle after another. And Surratt, which I have a screener for in my Neon set. I'm going to watch that very soon, so... Yeah, and then Warfare, a movie I didn't much care for, but the sound design work in that was excellent. So I'm happy that got a nomination here, a good category. Visual effects, Avatar, Fire and Ash. So they did watch it. They watched it. Okay. So, man, was that the only nomination? Did it get in somewhere else? I'm not even sure, but here it is in visual effects, along with F1, Frankenstein, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Sinners, and Superman. Yeah, it's funny. It's like Avatar, Fire and Ash probably wins visual effects everywhere. But like, what if that's like the only nomination pretty much throughout the season? Kind of interesting. Frankenstein is here. Sinners? Wait, Sinners in visual effect? Yeah, that makes sense. It's got the vampire effects and stuff. Man, was there a category Sinners didn't get? I feel like it's like every freaking category, man. But well-deserved, and Mission Impossible, like it gets in somewhere. There you go. And F1 again, F1 has done pretty well in the technical nominations here. I think Avatar, Fire and Ash, it's probably going to win VFX all season long. Score, we have F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. No big shocker there. I really dug the score to F1. I'm happy to see that here. I was like, I don't know, it's like a summer movie. Maybe it doesn't make score later on, but it is Hans Zimmer, and like that makes sense to me. I really want Johnny Greenwood to win score this season for One Battle After Another. Like, he's never won an Oscar before, and I loved his score to that movie. So I think he has a very good shot to win. And then song, do we have Diane Warren? She's not here, okay. We have Drive from F1, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, Clothed by the Sun from The Testament of Anne Lee, Train Dreams from Train Dreams, and The Girl in the Bubble from Wicked for Good. So no Diane Warren. That's to come later, right? But yeah, it's going to be Golden, right? I think Golden probably wins throughout the season. Like, unless it's like too poppy, like maybe some people might be turned off by it, but boy, after I watched that movie, that song was in my head for like 3 days. I could not get it out. So I think Golden probably wins that. And foreign language film, we have Belen, It Was Just an Accident, Left-Handed Girl, No Other Choice, The Secret Agent, and Surratt. It Was Just an Accident, I feel like will win this. No Other Choice did get into adapted screenplay, so maybe No Other Choice has a shot too. I feel like It Was Just an Accident in foreign language film will remain the frontrunner, even if it doesn't do well like in other categories and stuff. But yeah, some great choices there too. So those are my thoughts about this morning's Critics' Choice nominations. I'm excited, This is the first big televised ceremony coming on January 4th, right? It's the first Sunday of the new year. So that will be here before we know it. And then on Monday, we have Golden Globe nominations. Will we get some surprises there? I'm excited to find out. So let me know in the comments below what you think about the Critics' Choice Award nominations, and I will see you next time at the Awards Contender.